Okay, so we've got this idea of crossing over Buddhism and Hermetics, doing a comparative analysis between Buddhist philosophy and Hermetic philosophy, and the type of alchemy and how they work. There's a book called Wings to Awakening, and it's a free PDF online. I would take that book and I'd map it out onto the wall. Every key Buddhist principle, put it down and interconnect all those principles and tables and charts and look at how does Buddhism work from this particular author's perspective? What is the alchemy? And what you'll begin to notice is a pattern of you identify a quality, you understand the quality, and the astral nature of the quality, the emotional skill, the energy moves up into a mind quality skill, sets a pattern which reflects back into the astral, which regulates the energy and generates a loop. And it's a bit like methods like Sedona method, release technique, where you contemplate an emotion you're having, you structure it into a mental fabric, the emotion moves up into the mind substance, and it takes the power out of the emotion, reflects back into the pattern, and then restructures your astral self into a form that you can control. So Sedona method and wings and release technique are like Buddhism without talking about Buddhism. So when we look at the alchemy of Buddhism, that's that first stage, restructuring how we see the world through the insight mind. And that restructuring gives you organization and control of your astral nature. It allows equanimity and concentration to arise and allows awakening to take place through that. Now, when we look at the triple gem, taking refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, the Buddha being the destination, the Dharma being the road to that destination, the methodology and the path of developing the skill to get there, and then the Sangha being enlightened beings who have already walked the path that you take refuge and take support in, that Sangha can only transmit to you alchemically through your precepts. And you very quickly realize if you understand a precept and you move your mind into Buddha's light, into resonance with a deity, that deity reflects their power through your precepts, which is the power for the transformation to activate the insight mind, which loops back into your astral and vital state, and the insight mind understands its reality. So Buddhist alchemy functions very similarly to Hermetic alchemy. In Hermetic alchemy, you learn what vital energy is immediately. You learn what astral energy is through the elements immediately. You define a method of developing equanimity and stillness to access Akasha. You transform those qualities through Akasha into the universal elemental qualities, and then they loop back into your mental, astral, and physical structure to refabricate and restructure how you perceive reality to create the four pillars of King Solomon's temple for you to touch God. So that's the Hermetic alchemical model for alchemy. Now, when we look at these two systems, they're essentially the same, but Hermetics works the energy model first, and very early in the piece, where Buddhism takes more the contemplative model of generating insight and raising the lower energies from the astral nature into the insight mind, which restructures the astral structure to take control of it, to generate concentration, equanimity, and further the insight mind so one can attain. It's a slightly different model, and they both overlap. But if you understand both, your growth and acceleration in Hermetics and Buddhism is faster. You'll understand Buddhism more quickly, you'll get to your destination much more efficiently, and you'll get much more satisfaction in the insight mind activating earlier, and you actually understanding what you're doing. Now, the beauty of these two interacting is Hermetics place an emphasis on service, where Buddhism places an emphasis on ascension. And when service and ascension harmonize, your ability to serve through an ascended mind is far greater. So you become more efficient in how you are in a path of service, and you become more efficient if you're a hermit practicing in the mountains in how you practice. So both of these paths will amplify and support each other when you understand both, because they're essentially the same when you look from the top of the mountain down, but the paths up the mountain are a little bit different. They're overlapping continuously. Okay, so have a look at applying this overlay between the Hermetic alchemical model and the Buddhist alchemical model. Map them both onto the wall, interconnect them, contemplate them, practice each exercise that is in Hermetics in a Buddhistic way, and the two will fuse together and go, ah, I see the correlation, and everything gets faster and more efficient in your spiritual growth. Okay, thanks for your time, and see you on the next video.